Alright. We've done it. We beat them all. Not all of them. All these Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. I was gonna play them. And I didn't want to do it. And they're not even Donkey Kong games. Donkey Konga we didn't do either. Is there any others? So all these we did not play. I had no interest. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're fun, but I didn't really want to do it. It's too much. I was already getting burnt out of Donkey Kong. Anyways, let's start this tier list. We play them all. I think this is the bug one. Let's order them all here. Donkey Kong Jr. Alright, we'll just do the first 3 arcade games. Really shitty games. they're like cool little arcade games. I'm sure this is like a important game technically for like video games. It's a huge arcade game. Everyone knows what it is. But oh my god, it's fucking broken. It handles like it plays like shit. The jumping feels terrible. You like fall from like 2 inches and you die. It's really stupid. But it's only 3 levels. It's not really much to it. It's like a D. I would put it F, but I'm just giving it a little bit of an edge just because of the importance of the game, I guess, which I shouldn't really factor in. I should just grade it on the game, but I'll give it a little boost. As for these two, these are both shit games. Like, come on. These suck. Is there the math one in here? No. Maybe this is the math one. I don't know. These games both suck. I'm not even going to really talk about them. They're just boring, old, shitty games. On to Donkey Kong from the Game Boy. The last of these games where he actually plays Mario. I didn't beat it because I had no interest in beating it. I didn't really feel like I just wanted to move on to the Donkey Kong games. But, I mean, for a Game Boy game, it was actually pretty cool. It's got a lot of like cool mechanics and puzzles and stuff. It's just like this game upgraded by a million. I'm gonna give it a C, but I think it's pretty cool for a little Game Boy game. Then we get on to what next? I think we should order these a little better. Donkey Konga, you don't deserve. Okay. We'll save this one for a while because I got some stuff to say on that one. Let's do the Game Boys. Let's do these Game Boy ones next. Donkey Kong Lands. They're just Donkey Kong Country. Just like a way shittier version. They look like shit. They play like shit. There's like... Okay, we'll start with the first one. Obviously. I almost won't even put it below the arcade game. I fucking hate these games. These games are terrible. I'm putting in an F, dude. I hate this game. This game is actually terrible. It looks like fucking ass. The music, like, is just the SNES music, except it gives you a fucking headache because it's on a Game Boy and it sounds like shit. The graphics look like mud. Like, you can't even tell what you're looking at half the time. There's so many moments where you have to just, like, jump and pray that you land on a platform because the screen isn't big enough to where you can actually see where you're jumping. So you just have to, like, it's basically just blind luck sometimes where you're jumping. And then you'll get hit by enemies you can't react to. All the levels are fucking annoying. All the enemies are annoying. Everything's annoying about this game. I fucking hate this game. I'm never going to play it again. On to number 2. Same shit. Is it even worse? No, it's like a tiny bit better than the first one. Not by much. Same with 3. I think I'll put 3 up here. I think 3 was the least annoying one of these. But they all suck. They all have the same problem where you just can't like see where you're jumping. You get hit by enemies you can't react to. The game's ugly as fuck. The music sucks. It gave me a headache. Like playing all these games gave me a headache every single time. It was terrible. It was like torture. Then we move on to the We'll save the Donkey Kong Country games also. Let's save all these ones. We'll rank these 3 now. So DK, Jungle... No, let's do King of Swing. King of Swing... I hated this game. I didn't even beat it. I didn't even bother. I played it for 10 minutes. Or like 15 minutes. The controls were absolutely terrible. It was like really difficult. I didn't expect it to be that difficult, but it was actually fucking difficult, and mainly just because of the controls. Like, the controls sucked. You couldn't control what you were doing ever. It was so janky. It's not executed well at all. The game's fucking blue. The graphics were like, I don't know, I just didn't like how the game looked either. I was not a fan. Off to a strong start. A lot of fucking low tier games, but I think this series has a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Speaking of lows, Barrel Blast. I would play this over King of Swing. I'd honestly probably put it a tier below. I'm putting it a tier above. Barrel Blast is a little better. It's not good. The controls I was using, since I was using a controller instead of the Wiimotes, made the game pretty much unplayable. But at least it has like, I kind of like how it looks. Like it has some decent look graphics and stuff, and the levels are kind of cool. Just like going through Donkey Kong areas. It's kind of like you're on a little roller coaster or something. I don't know, but other than that, it's just like a shitty racing game. They don't have Diddy Kong Racing on this. Okay, let's pretend this is Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing would be like right here or here, but I'm not going to rank it so that it doesn't confuse people. But if I was ranking Diddy Kong Racing, I'd probably put it A. I think it's really fun. I think it's like better than Mario Kart on the N64. I don't know about other Mario Karts, but the N64 Mario Kart, I'd rather play Diddy Kong Racing. A lot of cool like little mechanics. I think it's more balanced. It's got like really nice music and graphics. Yeah, like 3 different ways you can drive, whether it's the carts or the boats or the airplanes. A lot of variety. Just a nice time. Just a chill, fun time playing that game. But it's not on this thing, so whatever. I'm not going to rank it. What next? Jungle Climber. After King of Swing, I went to Jungle Climber. I thought it was going to be fucking terrible. And all the way up to the last world, I had fun with this game. It was basically just King of Swing, but better. But the last world almost brings it to a C. I might put it a B for now. But everything about it was improved from King of Swing. The controls were better. The game looked nicer. You actually play the game. Like, it was a decent time all the way up to like the last world. In the last world, it turned into like the fucking hardest game I've ever played. I don't know what happened. The difficulty spike was insane. It was like unplayable. I had to fucking cheat the whole time. Thinking about it makes me want to move it down, just thinking about that last world. But it was a decent time. I didn't hate it. I'll leave it at B. It was better than I expected. Jungle Beat. This game's kind of crazy. I didn't play with bongo drums, so I think my experience was a little worse than it could have been playing with the GameCube controller. But, you know, for what it is, it was decent. Is it B tier? Is this B tier? This isn't even B tier, dude. I'm moving both of these down. These are both C's. They're decent. Jungle Beat, I think, is a little better. It's like a crazy, wacky game. A lot of fucking crazy shit going down. Donkey Kong's beating people's asses. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm moving this one up, and this one's staying at C. This one's actually pretty fun, for the most part. It gets a little repetitive. I think there are some gameplay mechanics they overuse, like when you're flying with those fucking birds or whatever. It's really annoying. The controls could have been better. I wish I had bongo drums. I'd probably like it more if I had bongo drums, but I didn't. So, working with what I got. It was decent. I don't know what else to really say about it. Let's get on to the real Donkey Kong games. This is what we're all here for. Donkey Kong Country, DK64. Let's start with my least favorite. I actually don't even know. They all have their issues and they all have their strengths. A lot of people say this one was like the worst one. Do I agree? I think I do. I thought I was gonna like this one a little more because usually when people say that something's the worst one of a series that I'm not huge on, that usually means I like it the most. Like with Metroid Prime. With Metroid Prime 3, everyone was like shitting on that game. I played it. It was by far my favorite one. I don't think that's the case here. I think this is a B. I think that's a B tier game right there. Why is it the B tier? I think the music's a little worse. I think there's like a lot of gimmicks, a lot of like annoying levels where they're just using gimmicks and shit, and you can't actually just play like a normal platformer. The overworld's fine. I don't know, I just don't remember even having it. I barely even remember this game that much. I didn't play it that long ago. Yeah, I think it's just the worst Donkey Kong Country 3. What about 2? 2 or 1? These ones I like more. But 2 or 1. Everyone like talks about 2 being the best game ever and whatever. This one's like clearly the best. But I don't know. I do like 1 a lot. I think 1's very solid. It gets annoying. 2 gets annoying also. 2 is like really fucking annoying. I remember raging on this game. I don't know which one is worse though. This one's a little more simple and basic. This one's got a little more to it, but I feel like I raged way more on this one. They both have really good music though. I'll put it like this. I think 2 is a little bit better. I don't even really remember. It's been so long since I played these. Because I like took a break from streaming Donkey Kong games and came back. So it's actually been a long time since I played those. So I kind of forget like which one I would like more. On instinct, I think I'm just going to go with 2. But it could honestly go either way. I think 1 is a little more iconic. It's got like not as annoying as levels, but I think 2 just is a little more creative. They both have really good music, but I think 2 just beats it out by a tiny bit. I'm not really huge on these games, to be honest. Like, either one of these could be my favorite in the end. Like, I don't really have that strong of feelings on Donkey Kong Country games on the SNES. They're fine. They're pretty annoying. They're not my favorite games I've played, but they have a lot of good things about them, and the music is like insane. Music's amazing on these games, especially these 2. This one not as much, but these 2, music is amazing. Let's move on to these 3, which are my 3 favorites, definitely. Not even really close. These are my 3 favorite Donkey Kong games. Go with this one first. I think it's the weakest of the 3, but I think it's still really good. I just got done beating it. Took me about 4.5 hours just speeding through it. And all but World 7. World 7, they make you like... I didn't know. I beat all the levels, and I had to go back and play them again, because I had to like press a button in each level. It's so stupid, and it like completely slowed the game down. But other than that, like there's so much to like about this game. Like the animation and the music, the sound effects, it's like all top notch, like as good as it gets for a Wii game. Like the levels are so creative. The platforming feels really good. Like, I was zooming through levels and speedrunning this shit. I think when you have Diddy Kong, the game is like way more fun. I think when you don't have Diddy Kong on your back, it's a lot more slow paced and you can't really do as much shit. But with Diddy Kong, you're zooming through. The game's really good. I like it more than these games. I think the music's really good. It brings back some classic music. No, I know people really love these two. They'd probably put it over this one, but I just really like this game. I think it's better. I think it's more enjoyable. I think these games are just too fucking frustrating, and I don't know. This game's not as frustrating, but it's still like hard. Don't get me wrong, it's still difficult. It's still fucking difficult, and it can get annoying. But I think it's just a little more creative and not as fucking annoying as these two. These two get an annoying debuff or whatever you want to call it. They get put down just because of the annoying factor. They may be really good games for the SNES, but this game beats it out for me. I'd rather play this game any day. These two. These are the two best Donkey Kong games in my opinion. But I think this one is just a tad below 64. I think this game is just Donkey Kong Returns improved in pretty much every single way. Whether it's the graphics, the music, the level design, you get like extra Donkey Kongs to work with. You get Cranky Kong and what's the other one? Dixie Kong. So you get 2 more Kongs you can use with Donkey Kong. It's got co-op. Actually, they both have co-op, which is cool. But just the levels, the graphics, it's like as good as it gets for platformers. It's really good. But I think this one's just better in every way compared to Returns. What else is there to say? I mean, whatever I said about this game applies to this, just like improved. Then we get to my favorite. This one's my favorite, definitely. I did not expect it. I thought this game was gonna piss me off. I thought I was not gonna enjoy it that much. This is one of like my favorite N64 games now. I think. If I have to think about it, but this game was really fun. Such a nice time. I did not expect it. People give it a bad rep. They like shit talk it because of like all the collectibles. They talked about how long it would take to beat. They're fucking idiots. It only takes a long time, and it's only like super annoying if you're wanting to 100% the game. Like, you don't have to do that, you know? You're not. No one has a gun to your head telling you you have to 100% this game. If you just play it without 100%ing, just enjoy the time, you're gonna have a good time. It's not gonna like piss you off like it would if you're sitting there grinding bananas for no reason. Like, what is the point? Like, if you want to, sure, but if it's like ruining the game for you, what is even the fucking point? You don't have to 100% this game, you know. And if you don't, it's such a nice time. The music's great. Love the graphics. Love how the game looks. All the like different Kongs that you get to use with all their little abilities and different guns and stuff. It does have issues, obviously. The thing everyone talks about is you have to go to barrels to switch your Kongs, which can be a pain in the ass. But it just didn't really bother me. Like, that's stuff that usually would bother me, like backtracking and like useless, you know, switching Kongs out all the time when it could have just easily been like do it at your main menu or something. But for some reason, I don't know why, it just did not bother me. That's usually shit that pisses me off. But it has to say something. Like, that was just me enjoying the game, not really caring. And for that, I think it deserves its S top spot. This game was fun. Liked almost everything about it. Had some issues, but for the most part, I'd be down to play this again. All 3 of these, I'd be down to play again. These ones, I don't think I'd really I don't think I could really have any interest to ever play any of these again. Like, there's other games I'd rather play. Maybe these two. Possibly this one. I could move it up, but I don't really have an interest. These three, really solid. I think that's my official list right there. Oh yeah, this, like, a lot of creative enemies and worlds. I don't know what I mentioned. I'm already forgetting. I'm hungry. I haven't ate today, really. So I'm fucking starving. It's like 4 o'clock. So my brain's not working at full capacity, but this is my list. Save it, ship it. Now, just gonna do one last little thing. Let's rank the Donkey Kong characters. DK, S tier. Come on, he's Donkey Kong. Same with Diddy. Same with Dixie. Same with Tiny. These are S tiers. I love Tiny. Tiny was an underrated little DK64 character that came out of nowhere. I didn't know if she was supposed to be Dixie Kong or not, or she's her own character, but I love Tiny. I'm actually going to put her up here. No, right here, next to Diddy. I love this character. She's just such a funny little goofster. She does like a little dance whenever you get a banana. Who else? Booby Kong. Put her in A, just for the titties. Got some big badonkers. Old man. He's a cranky old man. I love him. This one, not a huge fan. Donkey Kong Jr., I fucking hate you. Big boy, he's alright. I'll put him up here. Old grandma, D for dead. Funky Kong. Funky Kong's pretty fucking cool. I'll put him right here. Lanky, this guy, I wasn't a huge fan. He was kind of annoying. He made too much noise. I don't even know who you are. Am I missing any? This. No, I'm not. Okay. Anyways, that's it for me. Pokemon's up next. Really excited for Pokemon. Goodbye.